started thinking like the colonists to know the true Ali, started dropping it. The problem is we started thinking like the colonists to know the true Ali, started dropping.
Let's start with the term Moor, okay? You know how you know you are Moor? Look in the mirror. That's it. There's not that. Yes, I'm a Moor.
And individuals are missing the point.
You tell these people they're Moors, they say, what religion is that? They are so asleep. The sorcerers did a good job.
Moor does not mean Muslim. My study of Moor tells me that there were Moors who were Christians. There were Moors who were Kemites or followed the Kemetic legacy. It is important that, yes, a very important facet of the Moors that went into Europe post 710 AD happened to practice the Islamic faith. But not all Moors are Muslims. You could be a Moor and not have any faith system that you followed particularly at all.
Now, the reason I said this to you, and this is in harmony with what the brother is saying, you know, we don't need to come and know our belief systems. As you can see, every time you get into this God thing, it gets into a whole bunch of generalities and what your idea of it is, and there's a whole bunch of vagaries. Why? Because it is vague. Because the concept is a fraud, and you won't admit the hypocrites that you've been, because you don't know what the hell God is.
I do not want the people to view Moor as some religion, as something that they have, you know, that you have that it's a religious order that black people belong to. No, Moor is the name of your national origin, your national descent.
And once we get to that, then we can understand that it was we the Moors, the Africans.
Came a time in 1506, after we lost power in Spain. The Africans ruled Spain from 711. We were calling ourselves Moors, M-A-U-E-R-S, then M-O-O-R-S.
The word Moor is a medieval term that became Negro after the enslavement of the Moors.
And so now we have got to be about the formation of a nation in terms of our thought process. And this is why the Moors become so very important to us, because if you do not understand the Moors, it's very difficult for us as a people to understand why we're in the position that we're in today. You cannot understand why we're in the position we're in today if you don't understand what happened in 1492. You cannot understand what happened in 1492 if you don't understand the Crusades. You cannot understand the Crusades if you don't understand the Moors. Because the very nature of the knowledge that the Crusaders, the Christian Europeans, got of the riches of the East, why Columbus was on the seas in the first place hundreds of years later, was because of what the Moors had brought into Spain.
Came a time in 1506, after we lost power in Spain. The Africans ruled Spain from 711. We were calling ourselves Moors, M-A-U-E-R-S, then M-O-O-R-S.
Okay, now, this term for land in Berber is not the same word coming out of Latin for Moor. It's not the same word. The one in Latin has to do with darkness, night, black ants, okay, that which is dark. The one that I found in North Africa is a completely different word, but just because it has an MR in it, they automatically assume it's the same word, and they're not focused, okay?
So when you, or I, or a brother or sister here who knows, walks up to a brother or sister on the street, or in the Bronx, or in Los Angeles, or in Hollywood, or in Louisiana, and try to school them, they think you're trying to convert to them some kind of religion because you're Muslim. They don't even know that Muslim means the body. Why? Because some Asiatic corrupted agents with the Europeans got people thinking that, well, you know, Muslim means one who submits to the will of Allah. Muslim is the physical body. Even the Europeans are Muslim. It's muscles and tissues and bones. The manifest fetus coming out of the womb of woman. Everything that lives here is Muslim. You submit to Allah because you ain't got a choice. And the sun shines on the good as well as the evil. And you eat and breathe and take up space. Now show me other rules that we going by that's here. That we can subvert that. Is that a fact? You see what I'm saying to you? But what blocks people is their quote-unquote fictional taught belief systems, their deication.
I understand. So what I'm saying is that becomes confusing for us when we claim that we are something, right, and other people are using the term.
Do you understand what I mean?
I understand completely with what you're saying.
Okay, okay. By phenotype, are you a Moor by phenotype?
No. Because a Moor doesn't exist. It's a European word.
Okay.
I am not going
Are you
to
black?
play. I am a person, black.
So how do you argue with a man who thinks that crayons is how people are identified, and then another man knows his nations, and then he's sitting there debating with him what black people are and all this stuff and trying to defend it? For you to stand there, even arguing with him, indicates that you got two donkeys. No, in law. However, that's your brother and you love him. You don't want him to go into that, but he want to fight you because you won't call him black.
So black comes out of English. The word itself, we're getting it from English, right?
You just say, what, they didn't go to the dictionary, can't read? They know what God and Jesus, when devil's going to get his butt kicked, they don't, come on.
Okay. Now, this term for land in Berber is not the same word coming out of Latin for Moor. It's not the same word. The one in Latin has to do with darkness, night, black ants. Okay, that which is dark. The one that I found in North Africa is a completely different word, but just because it has an MR in it, they automatically assume it's the same word, and they're not focused, okay?
And this is why our good brother, the Honorable Noble duly, becomes such a central focal point in our history. Because it was he, according to history, that had a very strong impact on another brother that brought forward another revolution, and his name was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was a student of the Honorable Noble duly.
Look at what he said. The Moors were enslaved by reducing their mentality to that of Negroes, blacks, and colored people. As a man thinketh, so is he. Moors, you sleep too much. Wake up and see the 7 bridges crossing in the sky. Can you see that you are a people? Not an organization. We are a people. We are a nation.
Not only that, but Noble duly was a very influential person during the Harlem Renaissance. Because if you look at a picture, if you see a picture of Marcus Garvey sitting in a car, and he's dressed up in his regalia. Sometimes they have a very tight shot on Marcus Garvey. But sometimes they open up that shot, and there's a man sitting to his right. That man sitting to Marcus Garvey's right in that picture is the Honorable Noble duly. You've seen it. If you get that bigger picture in the car, sitting next to Marcus Mosiah Garvey is the Honorable Noble duly. Honorable Noble duly had a very important role back in those days in terms of the formulation of African people becoming a nation within themselves. And out of this Moorish science tradition, the Honorable Noble duly was teaching a lot of science. He was teaching a lot of mathematics.
The Moorish Divine National Movement in some ways is a reenactment of the Freedmen's Bureau that was closed in 1870. Which was supposed to be a reacclamation of your birthright, giving you back your names, your religion, your principles, and bringing you back into the constitutional fold. And what did the politicians do? They robbed the money and closed it. That's how they enslaved you. You've been gamed. And you've been gamed by your own people who sold out. Even in this movement. So you need to understand the principles. Remember this. Do not go by, oh, you like this guy, you like that woman, oh, they sound good, oh, they dress nice, I like the way they talk. Bull. Principles is what you operate on. That's how you tell who's who. Because the principles are based in fundamental truths that don't change or pass away. Measure them by the truth.
I'm a Moor and got sense enough to know I'm a Moor. And ain't gonna never argue with you that I'm not a Moor. And wouldn't come in your house or come among you and say I'm a Moor if I didn't feel in my heart, in my mind, in my soul that I am.
If you don't understand that, get that together real quick. And recognize how you've been miseducated, not just by Europeans, but by your own. These people know that you're not black. They don't doubt it. They know that you're not black. And they know that you're Moors. But in order to attack the deification, which is sorcery, you can't tell them that they're under the rule of sorcery. Because they, one, won't believe you. One, two, they'll think you out to lunch. Three, they think you're a witch. And everything else. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So you got to bring them back to the earth from an intelligent and scientific point of view. So you're going to have to dig up what the Inquisitionists didn't bury. Do you understand? Then you're going to have to take what they got and decode it. But you got to decode it with your third eye. You've got to see what the common people can't see. It's a state of mind again. When you acquire that state of mind, they can give you any piece of literature and you can break it off. So let's go right underneath the same black, right, in the dictionary, and it says a compound word. We know children. Let's go back to children's lessons. What's a compound word?
The word to put together.
Oh, go ahead, girl. Oh, serious? Let me get myself together. A compound word is two or more words put together to make another word, right? So it has right here in the dictionary, black Moor. Then it has the part of speech right under it. Next to it says noun. And it says a black person, man or woman, Negro. Then it has in italics, black in small case, plus, then it got Moor capitalized. There's identity right there in the dictionary. So now it separates the adjective from the noun. You see that? See, black or Moor. Any dark-skinned person, especially an African Negro, earlier black, small case, then Moor, and see how the black is all case, which means a straw, and is separated from Moor, which is a capital letter. There's the identification of these people who think they're black, right in the dictionary. See that? Mm-hmm. Spell it.
M-O-O-R.
All right. See how simple it is to educate children? So welcome to class, Moors. All right? Are we clear? It's in the dictionary, isn't it? It doesn't even take a scholar, does it? It just takes somebody to read it, doesn't it? The scholars will turn around and act like they don't know nothing about the Moors. Mm-hmm. Or debating that our people aren't Moors. Plausible when deniability. All of the history indicates that's who they are. Now, that's the last legal name that our people fell in. Mm-hmm. And you know and I know that our people over millennia have been called many names. Some by themselves, which are legitimate, and some which are brands by Europeans, which are illegitimate. Labels. A scholar's job is to separate the wheat from the chaff, which means what are the legitimate names that we called ourselves by our forefathers, and what are the brands that was referred to us by European slaveholders and or sociologists or engineers, social engineers, anthropologists. It was never really hidden. You tell these people they're Moors, they say, what religion is that? They are so asleep. The sorcerers did a good job. Human beings aren't crayons, but some adults have difficulty handling that.